Great day to one and all. I am Mr. Kim J.C. Ensho, and today I will be discussing with you licensure examination for teachers preparation for mathematics majors, set 3. So feel free to pause the video from time to time, try to solve on your own, and later on check if you got the correct answer. Are you ready? I hope so. For the directions, write the letter of the correct answer before the number, assuming that you have your paper with you. If the correct answer is not found among the choices, write E. Let's have item number 1. How many positive factors does 30 have? Is it 8, 10, 12, or 14? So when we speak about factors for this case, these are the whole numbers that you could multiply to have 30. And since 30 is just small, we could actually see or list some of its factors as the following. 30 could be expressed as 1 times 30. It could also be 2 times 15, 3 times 10, and 5 times 6. Hence, and take note that we are not paying attention to order. And so the factors of 30 are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. And you could see that there are exactly 8 of them. Hence, letter A is the correct answer. Number 2. What is the set difference of the union and intersection of A with elements 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9, and set B with elements 4, 5, 6, and 7? Is it A, B, C, or D? We will see. So when we speak about the union of two sets, in this case, we are asked of the difference of A union B and that of A intersection B. Speaking about union of two sets A and B, you are actually combining the elements to form in this case, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. And since you still have here the other set, so you have 4. It's not yet placed here, so you have to place here 4. You also have 6. So A union B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And their intersection, when we speak about intersection, it's the common elements of these two sets. And we could see that both of them contain 5 and 7. So A intersection B is 5, 7. And we have to remember this. If we take the set difference of union and intersection, so it is the set of all elements found in the union, but not found in the intersection. So in this case, we have to remove the 5 and the 7 here. And hence, their difference now is a set 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9. If you answered letter A, congratulations. Number 3. If f of x equals 3x minus 1 and g of x equals 5 minus x squared, what is f of g of x? Which of A, B, C, or D is the correct answer? So if we have these two functions, when we say f of g of x, remember, this means that the domain, or I mean the x of f of x, will be replaced by the value or of the g of x. Since 5 minus x squared is the value of g of x, then 5 minus x squared will be substituted here to this x. That is why you have 3 times the quantity 5 minus x squared minus 1. Distributing here, performing algebraic operations now, we could multiply the 3 and the 5 minus x squared. That gives us 3 times 5, which is 15. 3 times negative x squared, which is minus 3x squared minus 1. And combining like terms and rearranging terms, we have to copy the negative 3x squared here, by the way, plus 15 minus 1, that's plus 14. Hence, letter C is the correct answer. Number 4. Using the same given, number 4, if f of x equals 3x minus 1 and g of x equals 5 minus x squared, what is g of f of x? In item number 3, that's f of g of x. But for number 4, how about g of f of x? And is it A, B, C, or D? For this one, since we have given the same functions, this time, since f of x here is inside the parenthesis, so this means to say that this x of g of x will be replaced by the entirety of f of x. Hence, 3x minus 1 here will be substituted to the x of g of x. That is why you have g of f of x equals 5 minus the square of 3x minus 1. And performing algebraic operations now, we will square the binomial. So we'll have 5 minus, and you have to place here parentheses. To square a binomial, you square the first term first. So 3x squared, quantity squared, that's 9x squared. Then twice the product of the first and second term. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x times 2, that's negative 6x. Then you square the last term, negative 1 quantity squared, that's plus 1. That's why you have this thing here. And what will happen next? You will distribute this negative sign. That is why you have all the terms after the minus sign changed. So you have 5 minus 9x squared plus 6x minus 1. Rearranging the terms, we have negative 9x squared plus 6x here. And combining like terms, 5 minus 1, we have plus 4. If you answered A, great. But if not, it's a learning experience. Number 5. What is the value of x in the logarithm of 9 base x equals 4? Is it square root of 7, square root of 6, square root of 5, or square root of 3? Let's see if any of these is correct. So remember that if you have this logarithmic expression, this thing here, the one that's in subscript, is your base. This one, the 4, is the exponent of your base. That's such that when x is raised to 4, the answer will be 9. That's why you have here your equation. So if you have x raised to 4 equals 9 now, we could actually take the 4th root of 9 squared, the 4th root of 9 rather. And from here, if you could see, you might think that this is probably in simplest form, but it's not. How come? Because 9 could be expressed as 3 squared. And if you are utilizing your laws now of radicals, you will be dividing. It's understood that you will divide both the index of the root and the exponent here with their GCF to simplify it further. The GCF of 4 and 2 is 2. That's why you have x is equal to 4 divided by 2, which is 2 here. But if it's not mentioned, it's understood to be 2. And the exponent of 3 divided, which is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. That's why you have square root of 3. And if you answer D, great job. Number 6. I hope you got this. Number 6. What is the sum of 10 consecutive numbers starting from 8? Is it 164, 168, 170, or 174? Pause the video if needed. So even numbers have a common difference of 2. So therefore, this problem entails arithmetic series. And the formula for the sum of an arithmetic series, there are 2 actually, but I'll just provide here one of them, which is S sub n equals n all over 2 multiplied by 2a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d, where n is the number of terms, a sub 1 is the first term, and d is the common difference. So by substitution, we have S sub 10 because we have 10 numbers equals 10 all over 2. That's why we replaced all n's with 10. Times the quantity 2 times the first term, which is 8, plus 10 minus 1 times the common difference is 2. How come 2? Because numbers that are even, consecutive even numbers, have a common difference of 2. Simplifying now, 10 over 2 is 5. 2 times 8 is 16. This is 10 minus 1, that's 9 times 2, which is 18. 16 plus 18 is 34. And the sum, therefore, of the first 10 consecutive even numbers starting from 8 is 5 times 34, or 170, letter C. I hope you got it. Number 7. The sides of a triangle are 11 cm, 14 cm, and 15 centimeters long. A new triangle is constructed by connecting the midpoints of the sides of the original triangle with segments. What is the perimeter in centimeters of the new triangle? Is it 18, 20, 24, or 28? And remember this, based on the midline theorem, or for example, if you locate the midpoints of any 2 sides of a triangle, and if you connect them, then expect that the segment formed is half the measure of the third side. It's parallel to it, and at the same time, it's half the measure. So a new triangle constructed by connecting the midpoints of the sides of the original triangle has a perimeter that is 1/2 the perimeter of the original triangle. So if the original triangle has a perimeter of 11 plus 14 plus 15, or 40 cm, then expect that the perimeter of the new one, the smaller one, is half of that, which is 20 centimeters. Hence, letter B is the correct answer. All right. Number 8. What is the remainder when 3 plus 4x minus 5x squared plus x cubed is divided by x plus 2? Is it 33, 17, negative 17, or negative 33? There are many ways of doing this, long division, synthetic division, but for my case right now, I will be utilizing the remainder theorem. I let f of x be the 3 plus 4x minus 5x squared plus x cubed, or your dividend, and if it is divided by x plus 2. So by the remainder theorem, we have to equate the divisor to 0. So x plus 2 equals 0, so x is negative 2. And what will we do with this negative 2? We will replace all the x's of f of x by negative 2 and evaluate the results. With such, you have f of negative 2 equals 3 plus 4 times negative 2 minus 5 times the square of negative 2 plus the cube of negative 2. Simplifying gives us 3 minus 8 because of this. This is negative 5 times 2, negative 2 squared, which is 4. And negative 2 quantity cube is 8. Simplifying further gives 3 minus 8 minus 20 minus 8. And when simplified, gives us negative 33. Hence, letter D is the correct answer. So far, so good. Number 9. What is the perimeter in centimeters of the square inscribed in a circle with a circumference of 28 pi? What do you think? Is it A, B, C, or D? Let's have this one. So we have here the square is lying completely inside the circle, and the 4 vertices of your square are also the 4 distinct points on the circle. From here, we know that circumference is 2 pi r. And knowing the circumference to be 28 pi, and by substitution, 28 pi equals 2 pi r, and dividing both sides by 2 pi, we have the value of the radius, which is 14. So therefore, if you have this one, this is 14, and this one is also 14. It is in fact a theorem that if you have a square inscribed in a circle, then the radius, then the diameter of your circle is in fact the diagonal of your square. So therefore, if the radius is 14, then it follows that the diagonal of the square is, if the radius of the circle is 14, then it follows that the diameter of your circle is 28, or the diameter of your square as 28. And we remember that sides of a square are equal. So we have your x. And since we have a right angled triangle, then we could utilize the Pythagorean theorem. So with such, we have x squared plus x squared equals 28 squared. So you have 2x squared equals 784, which is the square of 28. Dividing both sides by 2, you have x squared equals 392. And getting the principal square root of both sides, because we are just dealing with positive length, then we have x equals the square root of 392, which could be factored as 196 times 2. 196 is the square root of 14. 196 is the square of 14. So if you take the square root of that, that would be this one. Hence, the value of x is 14 square root of 2. Therefore, the side of a square is 14 square root of 2. And since we are looking for the perimeter of your square, and perimeter is 4 times the side, so P here is equal to 4x. And by substitution, that's P equals 4 times 14 square root of 2. 4 times that number is 56 square root of 2. In multiplying them, we just multiply the 4 and 14, which is 56, and attach the square root of 2. Hence, letter A is the correct answer. Number 10. A map has a scale of 3 cm is to 10 kilometers. Meaning to say, if two objects appear to be 3 cm apart in the map, then it means that they are 10 kilometers apart in real life. If the distance between two cities is 98 kilometers, how long in cm is it in the map? Is it 0.31, 28.7, 29.4, or 326.67? Which is the correct approximation here, or which is the correct answer? So from here, by ratio and proportion, 3 cm is to 10 kilometers equals x. The distance in cm in the map is to 98 kilometers. Remember that the product of the means equals the product of the extremes. 10 kilometers times x is 10 kilometers, is this one, equals 3 cm times 98 km. We have 3 cm times 98 km here. Means inside, the extremes are the ones outside. And dividing both sides by 10 kilometers, so to get the value of x, so the kilometers here will cancel. And so we have 3 times 98 divided by 10, which is 29.4 centimeters. Letter C. Okay.